Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna and I'm a little bit spooky, and today it is coffee and makeup time. We've got our gigantic mug and our coffee ready to go. Actually, I already finished most of it because we drank it throughout creating this look. And yeah, this is the look we came up with today. I just want to go for something kind of chic, a little smoky and green, because I was getting ready to go film some other videos and decided, we'll make a video out of getting ready to film a video. How meta is that? There's still a hair stuck to my hand. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if you want to see how I got this look and hang out and chit chat with me for a little bit, we talk about YouTubers we miss, a little bit of catching up what's going on lately, and yeah, we just play in some makeup and some product updates in there. A little bit of everything. So if that interests you, go ahead and keep on watching, but before you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know some YouTubers that you love and some YouTubers you miss, because that is one of the topics we cover in today's video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this makeup and coffee hangout session. Yeah. Good morning. It is so not morning. I'm lying. It is. Tablet's dead. It's like 8 o'clock at night. Let's not talk about it. But today we are drinking some coffee because it is coffee makeup. Oh, it's very hot. It's so hot and I filled it way too full. But we have our new Be Kind mug, which I can fill up so much. It's big. I can hold a lot of coffee in here. And we are having some community coffee with a little bit of sugar-free vanilla creamer and stevia. So yeah, I know I'm drinking community coffee. It's the breakfast blend. Still not the biggest fan of it, but my in-laws bought it and left it here, and I haven't gone to the store to buy it anymore on Pike's Place. So today I thought we would just do a little quick get ready with me, coffee and makeup hangout session. Little chit chats, check in with one another. I'm getting ready to film my fall capsule wardrobe, favorite pieces type of thing, including accessories and all of that. And I want to do something kind of chic and not necessarily grungy, but just something pretty. And I feel like doing some kind of khaki olive green. So I think we're going to use the Huda Emerald palette and jump into these bottom shades here and just create a nice little chic smoky eye. I've already primed my eyes obviously and did my concealer, brows, that sort of thing. My eyes are watering. I'm just taking my time today because I realized I don't have to be in a hurry. I don't have a time constraint today, so let's just sit down and have fun. Treat this as a little bit of a pamper sesh, and you know my schedule is all screwed up again. Okay, so eyes are primed, all that. I'm going to go ahead and just take a fluffy brush. This is a Morphe 441, and we're just going to go straight into that olive green khaki matte. Knock off the excess and just start bringing that through the transition and socket line. But yeah, my in-laws just got power back today. It has been tomorrow. It would be exactly 30 days that they've been without power. It came back on this evening, and wouldn't you know it, we got another little hurricane headed our way. This is Beta. I think it's now like a tropical storm, and in my area it's going to be a tropical depression, what they're projecting, so it shouldn't be too terrible bad. It's mostly just going to be a lot of rain, which is fine, and it's going to bring a little bit of warm in. We just had a lovely cool front where it was actually down in the 70s, and that was fantastic. And this is also the first day of fall. Hopefully it cools back off after this little warm bit comes through with the hurricane or with the tropical depression. And we'll be back to our fall weather because it was nice having those 2 days of it being in the 70s. We're already having just a little bit of rain moving in already, and I can feel it in the air. It's getting more humid and muggy feeling. I mean, it's always kind of humid and muggy here. I'm so jealous of everybody up north getting all that cold weather already. Not jealous of the fact you guys have forest fires. That is absolutely heartbreaking and terrifying. So believe me, after what we went through here in Louisiana, my thoughts are with you guys. I know it's devastating, it's terrifying, it's a lot. I'm slowly gonna build this kind of khaki green up in the socket area. So are we like so ready for fall? Because obviously I am. I think I've been going on about it for about a month now, being totally ready for fall. See, the background is ready, obviously. All day I was totally like pulling everything out of my closet. All the stuff that I had put away for summer and spring went through all that, sorted it out, decided what's getting put away, what's staying out, pulling out the cold weather stuff because I was jumping the gun and I'm super excited. Even though it's probably not going to be cold enough here for a little while to really wear most of it, but some of it I can definitely wear. So my fall wardrobe may look a little different than yours because it's just vaguely cooler weather here. It's more about color palette than it is about long sleeves and bundling up in a chunky sweater. Our chunky sweaters don't come out until about January here. And then it gets pretty damn cold. So I think I'm gonna have to do another video, like capsule wardrobe for that time of year. But I just went ahead and like switched everything over because a lot of stuff I can still, you know, wear this at this time because it is not exactly, you know, Uggs and chunky sweaters. It's just more of a, or it's just more about the color palette rather. And my spring and fall fashion really isn't that much different. I just kind of pair them with different outfits and style them a little bit differently because I like the same kind of colors for both seasons. And I tend to live my life in a perpetual state of fall. Really, like I have a color story I like and I kind of stick to it. If you've been here a while, you know it's gold, black, mostly black, some mustard yellow, but primarily just black and yellow and black. We could jump onto the lid and I'm gonna take the metallic olive shade and I'm gonna start packing that onto the lid. I'm gonna leave the inner corner blank, like the inner little bit, right about the space of this brush. I'm gonna bring that all the way up to the socket. Just starting with a patting motion just to decide where I want my pigment to be. I'm just using a little packer brush for this. Just bring that all the way out and into the socket line there. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to that matte shade on a, my brushes are warm just from the proximity to the coffee. Because my coffee is really hot. 443. We're gonna go back to the matte olive shade or khaki and just bring it right into that socket and blend it with that metallic olive or shimmery olive. Oh, not necessarily metallic. I mean, it is, yeah, it's metallic. It's not a strong metallic. And just get those to flow together nicely. Tomorrow I'm planning to film my favorite fall palette picks. And I think I'm gonna just go through like my collection and talk about palettes that you guys might already have. That'd be great for this time of year. I think kind of a fall edition of Shop My Stash. And we're just gonna look at some products, not just palettes, but I think some blushes, new and old highlighters, lip products, just some of my favorites. Things I'm definitely gonna be reaching for this season. There is one palette that I want that I just haven't gotten yet that I'm really into for fall, and that's the Sigma Untamed palette. Now I'm going to take my big fluffy brush again and just do a nice little blendy blend. Just make sure everything is flowing. I'm just using that one olive shade basically as my transition as well, just letting it blow out into the brow bone. You don't always have to have like a definitive transition shade, it's just more about application. I think I'm going to jump into this darkest black green in the palette that's almost black but it has like a greeny like reflect to it. It's not quite the same tone, but I think it'll just work to darken up this outer corner enough. I don't know why my eye's watering so bad. What is your deal, eye? This isn't using my watery eye. I'm just gonna stamping that just to build up pigmentation on the outer part. Just for a little bit of depth out there. My monitor little laptop-y thing I use as a viewfinder guide is not charging, and blessing in disguise because that thing was so much work. Like I was constantly fussing with it, having to mirror everything to it, and just out of necessity I was like, you dummy, just put a mirror right there and use that as your viewfinder. You can see if you're in frame. That's the only reason you're using the monitor. It works perfect. It's actually so much less hassle. I can just turn the camera on and go. Now with my finger I'm gonna take a little bit more of that olive shiny shade and just kind of build that up just to get that shine in there, to really get the metallic reflect in it, because there's kind of a slight gold shift that it wasn't really reading. Oh, I love all this green fallout on my cheeks. It looks great, doesn't it? I'm gonna take that same little brush I'm going to clean it off really well on paper towel that I always have sitting on my table. And then I'm going to take that lightest greeny gold at the end of the palette, and I'm going to pop that right in this inner part. I might actually dampen the brush for this, just to get the most out of it, and it's hard to get in there with my finger to get that detail that I want. It's such a small part of my eye. This palette for some reason always makes me think of Tati, because I remember her watching her review on it, and it just kind of got me thinking just then. I was like, man, I miss Tati's videos. I thoroughly enjoyed her reviews and her recommendations. I miss her. I don't care who she pissed off or what she did and all that. I am gonna dip in my brush with a little bit of setting spray. Like, I know she fucked up, but it doesn't make me miss her any less. I miss her content. Like, I don't know who's to blame in that whole situation. I think they all fucked up and they all to blame, basically. But I miss her videos. And you know who else I miss? Jenna Marbles. Every single day I wake up and think, I miss Jenna Marbles. That was one of the highlights of my week, was her videos. Like, I looked forward to them for years. Years and years. Okay, yeah, wetting the brush. Ooh, hell yeah. Like, just want to say that, like, that's a total Jenna reference, going, hell yeah. Like, I missed that when she shaved off her eyebrows. Word, hell yeah. Oh, I miss her so much. Just so pure. I respect her decision and understand, you know, why she did it, why she left. I get it. She called herself out. But it doesn't make me any less sad and miss her any less, you know? Nothing's quite filled that void. Like, I enjoy Brittany Broski's content. I like watching Julian on his own, but it's just still, it's not the same. Like, I'm not vegan, but some of the vegan food that Julian cooks, sign me up. I'll go taste test for Jenna instead, because damn, that stuff looks delicious. Cool. All right, that looks awesome. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of liner. I'm matching my nails. Before I move on, I'll do just a little bit of liner at the lash line. I'm gonna use the NYX Faux Blacks and Black Olive. This is a favorite from way back. And mine's gotten so short. Do they still make these? God, I hope they do. I feel like every time NYX makes something and I fall in love with it and it goes time to replace it, they discontinue it. I don't know where my, just looking for a pencil sharpener. Like, I can't find the white foundation drop mixer on the website, or the particular cream bronzer or cream contour I was looking for, and just little shit like that. I'm like, oh, NYX, don't do this to me, NYX. Either reformulate and bring it back, or don't tease me like that. Make me fall in love and find a holy grail and then take it away. You know who else I miss on YouTube, speaking of, is Cora Diane, or Vintage or Tacky. Miss her videos quite a bit. Selfishly miss them. Like, I understand people take breaks and need to do other things and what have you, but it doesn't mean I don't miss them. Just cleaned up the fallout. I figure we'll go ahead and include the face in this as well. I just finished getting my face primed. I use the VDL Satin Veil Primer. This really is just not my favorite primer. Like, I don't feel like it does a whole lot for pores. It like slightly blurs, but I mean, the e.l.f. clear primer does about the same as this one. It's really, it's a very meh primer to me, but I'm just trying to use it up, so I went ahead and used that today. And I think I've just about enough for one more use in there, and it will be in my empties. So for the face, I'm just gonna keep it a little simple with the foundation. Let's give it a good shake. I'm gonna use Infallible Pro Glow and take it on my little glass palette here. I've actually got my glass palette out. I'm gonna use a brush to apply it. This is just a Sonia Kashuk flat top kabuki. This one's a little loosey-goosey. I like it for foundation. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on my brush, not a whole lot, and just gonna start buffing it. So I kind of want to keep the skin light. I've been really into the skin being a little bit lighter, a little less full glam as far as that goes. Just enough product to really just take down like redness. It's been kind of my go-to lately. So I'm using way less product than I used to, for sure. Bring it down the neck, make sure everything is cohesive, because this one does oxidize just a little bit on me. Oh, yeah, thank you everybody who is to get well soon to Pumpkin. She's all better, back to her goofy self. She is currently snuggled up in the office with my husband in her fleece jacket because I have the air kind of turned down in the house. Even though it's kind of cool-ish outside, it's kind of warming up. It's real weird right now, the weather. Like you don't know what to put your thermostat on kind of thing. So she's bundled up in there because she was cold when we were sitting out in the living room. Because the living room, even though I have 12-foot ceilings in there, is the coldest room in the house. It doesn't make any sense. Well, I'm in here with, I think, 8-foot ceilings, maybe 9-foot in here, and it's burning hot. Or it gets really hot in here, and it gets really hot in our bedroom and the office. I don't understand that. So I know I'm going to be filming in the bedroom later, and it gets quite warm, especially I'm going to be standing up and talking and like showing clothes and things, and it gets a little toasty. Because I'm actually going to be filming this video, the fashion video, a little bit different than I normally would. So it took me yesterday, I spent part of that time figuring out like the logistics of how I wanted to film it, because I know I wanted to be standing up kind of talking about the products. I just needed to, or the clothing items. I just wanted to figure out a way that's curated and concise talking about them, and not just here's every little thing I'm taking out of my wardrobe and putting back in my wardrobe, because it's just too much. It's too much to talk about. So what I'm doing is kind of curating my favorite fall pieces and kind of things that we pairing together and whatnot. And I'm gonna have them pulled, hanging on a little door hanger, and just kind of pick up, talk about them. And I'm gonna bring my soft boxes in there, set up a cute little filming area. So that's what my plan today is anyway. We'll see if it works out. There, just a nice light coverage. I had trouble just getting around the nose. I'm gonna go in with a concealer and fix all that as well. All right, concealer, I'm gonna use e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the hydrating formula in Fair Rose. Did I say something about lighter coverage? It looks like a lot on, but it's a really thin layer. Like I didn't, pile it on. And to get real close out, I'm gonna switch brushes in just a moment. Put this one on just to get those edges blended out. This is just a Real Techniques base shadow brush. I think it does good for concealer. Now, I'm not usually a brush gal for my face, but the last few days I've been into it. That'll probably change. I can already tell my skin's getting drier because the weather is changing. I can see it, the dehydration forming. Alright, good. And set this down real quick. Where's the powder? I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills loose translucent powder. This is the shade Translucent. Loose setting powder. Not a bad setting powder. I'm not going to use a beauty blender for this either. I'm going to use a brush. I'm just going to take this little e.l.f. This is actually a blush brush, but I like using it to set kind of the under eye area. Work it into the brush and pat it on. So far I'm quite liking this powder. I think it's pretty good. Really mattifying, can be a little bit drying, I think. I think it wears nicely so far and it looks good on my skin. It doesn't darken my under eyes, which is one of like the biggest selling points to me about it. I'm like, holy shit, like it doesn't turn anything yellow, it's like pure white. And that's not something I find very often. So when I do, I get very excited about it. This is something my ghostly vampire ass can use, then hell yeah. I'm just gonna take my larger powder brush now and just go over the rest of the face and do a little bit of contour. Use the Tarteist contour palette. This is the little round one. This is the original one. I'm going to use this little e.l.f. highlighting brush. I like to use these for contour. I think they contour really nicely. So I found out my little blonde streaks, that's called money pieces. That sounds so tacky to me. Oh, like immediately my first reaction was, ew. Ew, David. Ew. And like, I hated it. Like, I just, ew. Like, I don't know why I hate that so much. I think because it's a trend that I've done before a long time ago, or a style, and it's not really, I didn't even realize it was a trend when I was doing it. But I had the blonde streaks in my hair, goodness, 15 years ago maybe? I don't know, a long time ago. I was doing it to look like Carl McCoy from Fields and Nephilim, and that's what I'm still doing. Insert picture here. I just happened to line up with the e-girl trend, I guess. I don't know. That's me, always ahead of the curve. You know, super trendy. I really didn't know it was like that big of a trend. And I've been seeing it around lately. I'm like, well, shit, look at me go. Oh, also, speaking of, ew, David, Schitt's Creek winning all those Emmys. Yes. I'm so happy for them. I love that show so much. It's gonna be one of my absolute favorite like sitcom type shows. I'm currently watching it all again with my husband because he hadn't seen it. You're gonna love it, and he's sucked in now too. It's just such a cute, just sweet show. Like something about it just makes you happy. Okay, I'm gonna take the lighter of the contour shades, more the bronzy shade, and use that as a bronzer. Surprise, surprise. I've also been into bronzer a little bit more lately, like around the forehead. That girl shades rubbed off on me finally after 10 years of watching her. She's rubbing off on me. I do a little nosy contour action. I'm just gonna use that lighter shade for that. And this is a Morphe E62. It's just a great nose contour brush. I don't know if that's what's intended for or what. I think it does a fantastic job on the nose contour. And I like it for eyeshadow too, so I kind of want to get one that's just devoted for nose contour. So I like to use it on the outer corner. It does really well, creating a nice like shape. And now I went outside earlier and somebody was burning wood. Everybody's kind of burning wood right now because the burn ban got lifted here, and everybody's got all these tree bits to burn and trees to burn. And oh, it smelled so good. It smelled like fall outside, and that made me ridiculously happy. We had a burn ban here, not because of dry weather or anything, but because of people being without power. They didn't want it messing with the, you know, because they had the windows open and stuff. They didn't want it blowing in people's houses. It was more of a courtesy thing, which is pretty awesome. And air quality thing. But yeah, it looks like power is finally getting restored, and hopefully this next little tropical storm hurricane doesn't fuck everything up. And hopefully the Atlantic is just kind of done for this season, because we've had enough all around. I think America's had enough. I'm gonna take my powder brush and just make sure everything's looking blended. Take a little bit more of that NYX eyeliner and line right at the lash line and into it. The lashes a little bit. Okay, that wants to water, so maybe we won't do that so much. Just put a little bit. Okay, can't believe we're still watering over here. Alright, cool. That's new for this eye. It's not usually the watery one. Nice, thank you. I'm gonna take the little packer brush once again and go into the khaki shade. Attempt running that long. I think I'm mainly gonna focus it on the outer part and let it blend into the upper eyeshadow. Just following that little wingy shape we got going. I don't want to get too smoky like on my lower lash line because I don't want my eyes to look like little black holes when I'm filming. Because that can happen definitely. So I got these little shrimp eyes and they will get lost. Alright, and then into the metallic olive. Just basically mimicking what we did on the upper lash line on the lower, or on the upper lid. Now on the inner corner, we're going to go in with the shade we use on the upper inner corner, obviously. See a nice little glow in there. Okay, and now let's go into the highlighter. I'm going to go into the Glow Kit from ABH. I'm going to take a little bit of butterscotch. Just going to get a little bit of a gold vibe in there. Then I'm going to take a little bit of marshmallow, a little bit higher up. Blush, I'm going to go a little bit bronzy with it, and a little bit different than what I normally would use. I'm going to use the Melt Whirl Blush Collection in Queen Bee, which is this one. Unexpectedly, it works on me. I know, you look at it, you're like, what? Get out of here, girl. You can't use that. Watch and see. I'm going to focus primarily into the more bronzy side. If it does over into the gold, that's okay. And we're going to apply it pretty far back on the cheeks. Let it just marry into the highlighter. A little bit of the gold side. And that just brings some warmth into the look. Tip of the nose. I know my highlighter got a little insane on my nose. I'm a little coffee break with Danny with it. Don't worry, we'll fix it. It's okay. And to marry everything together, I'm going to take the NYX High Glass finishing powder on a nice little powder brush here. This is an e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. Just buff it all together. And everything starts to look really seamless and nice. And you get a nice glow to your skin. I look a little washed out, don't I? I think maybe I'll take a little bit of the blush from this palette because I'm feeling a little washed out with these eyes. Maybe we need a little more blushy blush in there. Same little brush. I'm just gonna get a little pink back in the cheeks. Yeah, it's subtle, but just something pinky in there really does help. I'm gonna do a little bit of setting spray. Use NYX Natural Finish. That's one thing that ABH powder does look quite powdery. So a setting spray is definitely something you need with it. I'm going to line my lips. I'm going to use the Milani Understatement Lip Liner in Shoop. And I'm going to pair that with the Shoop lipstick from Milani as well. This is one of their matte lipsticks, bold matte statement lipsticks, something or other. I'm going to touch up my brows real quick with a bit of my brow gel and brow pencil. My favorite brow gel right now is the Maybelline Fast Sculpt. I really like it quite a bit. And my favorite brow pencil right now is the Ultra Precise Brow from e.l.f. And I've been doing my brows a little bit different by just doing the brow gel first and then going in with the pencil and filling in like where it needs it. I'm liking it, and I'm just touching up what I did earlier in case, you know, something got a little messed up or smudged. I go back in. I like to have my brows on first. I don't know. I think it just makes doing the eyeshadow a little bit easier. So anywhere that just needs a little bit of touching up, I can go in and do it again and touch up the brow gel. I'm really, really liking that brow gel. Just picked up on a whim the other day because I needed one. And not all brow gels are created equal. They are quite different across the board. Previously, I liked the Wonder Brow or something from Rimmel. That one was quite nice. This one has a really weird shaped brush where it's kind of like long, thin bristles on one side, kind of fluffy, and then it's more short, tightly packed ones on the other. I'm just going to start at the kind of midpoint of the brow and just flick up on the long, fluffy side. I already used the shorter side initially when I was doing brows to begin with. This I just like to kind of pull the product back through and just shape them a little more. I know like when I don't have makeup on, my brows look like they're non-existent, but I actually have a lot of brow hair. It's just incredibly fair, blonde, light, but they're actually quite thick. They're just, I don't know, sparse at the same time, if that makes sense. Like they take up a lot of area. There's not many hairs there at this. I don't know, they're very fine hairs. So I think if I had thicker hair, they would be unstoppable. I would have insane, uncontrollable brows. This just kind of gets them in shape and in place. And then I just kind of enhance the shape with the brow pencil. Elongate the tail a little bit. That's the only place I kind of really lack hair is the tail. They stop a bit short, but like the fronts of my brows are huge. Okay, now we can do mascara. I was waiting for the setting spray to dry. See how the skin looks really glowy now and not powdery at all? Yes. For mascara, I'm going to take a little bit, well, I'm going to curl my lashes first. I've been trying out the Lancome Cils Booster lash serum or lash booster stuff. The first couple of times I used it, it burned so bad. And it was mostly, I'm pretty sure, human error. It was just me getting too much on it and getting it in my eyes. But last night I used it and I was very careful. Didn't burn my eyeballs, but just where it actually touched my skin did burn a little bit. And like I woke up, my eyes felt irritated. It felt like they had been like watery and running all night, or like, you know, feeling like after you've cried and your eyes feel yucky. That's what I woke up feeling like today. And I think that is from the lash serum. I've used lash serums before. It's not the first time I've used them. Like I've used the L'Oreal one, which for the price was not, I don't think, worth the bother. Like it didn't do anything that incredible to my lashes to warrant repurchasing or purchasing it again. And this is kind of that same situation, I think. But I mean, if it does something crazy good for my lashes and I can use it a little bit more carefully and just try not to get it in my eyes, but I feel like my eyes are quite irritated today. I don't know, I'm testing it. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because I really want it to work for me. I don't know if it is. Now we're gonna do Superhero Mascara from IT Cosmetics. One of the best mascaras in the market from high end. This is probably my favorite high end mascara. Everyone's been on about the Lash Freak from Urban Decay. And it's got that weird brush. L'Oreal did a brush like that like 3 or 4 years ago. Or longer now. I can't remember which mascara it was. Like the butterfly effect one maybe or something. They did a one just like that. And it was just weird. And like people are swearing by this mascara, but I don't know. I don't think it looks that great. I think they're just paid to say that. So I'm starting to think there might be sponsorships involved or something for them to be raving about it that much. I just don't think it's, to me, like the close pictures of it doesn't look like it's doing anything that impressive. I'm not doubting it's a nice mascara, but I'm just saying you got a kind of a tough market on mascaras. Because the drugstore mascaras are so freaking good. Like, how can you compete at this point with the price, you know, with such a high price point? Well, you can get something half price or even cheaper, like from Essence for, you know, $3. That's freaking amazing. And same thing with like the Charlotte Tilbury mascaras. I don't know. I mean, I can't bring myself to spend that much on mascara. I'm sorry. You gotta be doing something insane to where I really do not need falsies. That being said, this IT Cosmetics mascara I think is pretty phenomenal. Is it better than Lash Princess from Essence? No. It's not, but it's damn good. Nothing compares to Lash Princess at this point. I think Lash Paradise from L'Oreal was my holy grail. Because it was like the Better Than Sex mascara, but without the flaking. But Lash Princess beats that out too. Exhibitionist from CoverGirl is quite nice. I got a different one of the Lash Princesses to try out later. Once I use this, the one I'm working on up. It's the one with the red. I think it's like their volume one. I have like the false lash effect or something one. The one with like the mint color detailing on it. That's the one that's so amazing. So I'm testing out another one to see if it's as good or better. Alright, I'm just going to do like a little bit of this green L'Oreal or Voluminous Original. This is the shade Deep Green. I'm going to put this kind of on the lower lashes and just see if it does anything. I think I bought this a while back and it just didn't do enough. I dig that they came out with a forest green mascara. Like, that's pretty cool. I'm going to put on mascara, like I'm not going to put on false lashes in just a minute. You know what? Let's do these little half lashes. I think that looks really pretty. Alright, alright, alright. I'm gonna go put my clothes on, choose my hair, do jewelry and all that, and I'll be right back. Alright, and here is the look all finished. And yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna wear to film in a little bit. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. Just having some casual chit chat, get ready with me action. And there's a hair stuck to my hand. And yeah, I like how my look came out, and I think it was pretty much exactly what I was going for. And yeah, in the comments down below, let me know what YouTubers you are missing that have left YouTube or moved on, or that just doesn't upload as much as they used to. Like, and yeah, like old school YouTube days. Who do you miss? And who is your favorite go-to YouTuber these days? Who do you watch consistently? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.